Hey y'all, hey, happy Tuesday to you. Oh, I'm all up on the camera. I'm all up on the camera. Y'all couldn't even see me like that. But hey y'all, how y'all doing? Fun fact, let me tell y'all, because y'all know I'd be probably too transparent. Your girl officially has to wear reading glasses because I can't see without these glasses, y'all. It ain't no shame in my game. Hey, bro, bae. Happy Tuesday to you. So ain't no shame in my game. So if y'all start seeing me wear different glasses, I need some help because I've been in denial about it. What up, Dana? You in the building? Brooklyn's in the building. Hey, y'all. Hey. So as you're coming in to the live with Tay, please make sure that you shout out where you're from. Let us know that you're watching. Because y'all know I be outside so much. I done met so many people from all over. So ain't no telling where you're at. And if you're my friend, you probably need to get to be friends with my other friends too. So I'm gonna need y'all to connect together. So go ahead and drop it in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Represent where you're located. All my Georgia people, Virginia, my Midwest family. I know y'all gonna be on here tonight because my special guest that I have tonight here on Live with Tay is none other than celebrity branding extraordinaire. I call her the GOAT of all things because there is nothing that she cannot do. Miss Tephanie Delaney. Hey, Tiff. Woo! I need to give me some sound effects. If somebody wants to donate some sound effects, feel free to do so because we gonna get it together. But hey, Tiff, look at my little. I made it cute for you with the little background. See how it's like doing a little something, something, something. So, all right, we got Colorado in the house by way of Iowa. We got Richmond, South Carolina. We got Rhode Island in the house. Okay. I see my Georgia crew in the house. So thank y'all for your support. Again, if you have not already done so, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Live with Tay, if you're watching it on YouTube. And if you on social media, Facebook or Instagram, do your girl a favor. Share it with some friends because they don't want to miss this conversation that's about to go down this evening with Miss Tephanie Delaney. So, Tef, you're the busiest person in the world. So, I'm happy that you have carved out some time for me tonight. So, how are you? How's your day been going? You are mute with your bouncy curls. She was really feeling the whole conversation, y'all. We couldn't hear. There we go. Say
I
something.
I didn't know I was on mute. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I'm not busy tonight. I carved out some time and I've been looking forward to it all day. I'm sitting on my couch Indian style having a cup of tea.
You having a cup of tea and I'm having a cup of wine, honey, because it's been that type of day. And it's a celebration because your birthday coming up, Tef.
Yes, it is. My birthday is next Monday, the 25th. So
Yes. Happy
I
birthday to you.
thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to share this. Hold on. Let me share it on my Facebook
On your
page.
page. Okay, all right. So for those of you all that don't know, for me, doing live with Tay is very, very important to me because it gives me an opportunity to have some real conversations with some amazing people that I want to make sure that you all get to know. So, with Tef, a really funny background story. I have met Tephanie at a cookout. You know, black folks. We
No,
didn't had a
no,
cookout.
no, no.
Well, I met you at a speaking event first, but I couldn't remember what the name of the event was. You remember what it was? It was
No, no plan B. Yeah, denim and jean. No,
denim and jeans, right? I think it
no,
was
it was denim and something else. But anyway, it was Aquila's book
book
launch,
launch. Yes,
book book tour.
book tour. So I was living in St. Louis. And shout out the power of moving somewhere and not knowing a soul. I had moved to St. Louis, didn't know anybody, saw an event on an Eventbrite because I'm not a person that stays in the house. I get outside. And so I found the event on Eventbrite. I said, you know what? I'm going to go and just check it out. It looked like an amazing event. And little did I know that event would change my life forever because not only did I meet Aquila, I met Tef. Somebody else was there too. It was if I'm forgetting your name, it's not intentional. because there was a whole bunch of people there.
Yeah, yeah, Tiffany.
Yes, yep. How can I forget? It was it was an amazing
Dr.
event.
Bills.
How can I forget your, yes, that part. So we went to this particular event. Life is such a small world that Tef's cousin Joni, shout out Joni, said, "Hey girl, you live in St. Louis, come out with us and we're gonna have this cookout or whatever." Little did I know I would go to this cookout. Tiffany would be there. I fell in love with her because
That
she had
was
the
look,
music.
I
You
was
said you cooked. You cooked
I
the
was
food for us.
yeah, I was
So
cook.
now, oh, but the thing was, it was the music first and foremost, because you know I love some good music. And then when I ate her food, so I don't know if she's single and ready to mingle. She ain't married, so she's single. So men, if you watching, she could cook and she's a brilliant mind because that food, baby, she put her foot in that food that day. And I knew then that she was gonna be a lifelong friend. And then fast forward, because it was years later, connected with her on social media that during that time period. And on social media, she said, "I'm having this virtual event, brand like a celebrity. I think that you should come." Little did I know that by attending her brand like a celebrity virtual workshop, that the pep talk would say my whole media life would change in a blink of an eye. And I owe that to brand like a celebrity and Miss Tephanie Delaney. So Tef is a person, she's not a gatekeeper. There has never been a time where I have called her or where she will call me. If she sees something or feels like it's a good fit for me, or she sees something that I've done, she will critique me in love. And that's a pep talk for a lot of people because when you're in an industry or you're working on something, you should be connected to people that are going to sew into you and tell you when you're doing good, tell you when you need to push it up a little bit, and give you coaching and direction when it's time for you to shift. And Tephanie is that person for me. So tonight, in honor of Women's History Month, I wanted to celebrate her and introduce her to people who may not know who she is, because she's a dope female that you should definitely be connected with. Don't let the brand like a celebrity fool you because all of us are celebrities in our own right. And there's something that she can definitely do to elevate you as a business owner or an entrepreneur. So, what up, Tef? That's my introduction for you. That was my heart message for you.
Thank you.
So, a celebrity branding agent, Tef. If people like, I don't think anybody else has that title but you. But can you explain to those that are watching what is a celebrity branding agent?
Well, you're right. No one has that title yet because I did. I created that title. I made it up. Um, so brand curator, brand strategist, all very similar in titles. However, I knew the clients I want. And that's one of the things, as you know, from taking my workshop, I teach you got to know who you're targeting. If you know who you're targeting, you're going to hit your target 90% of the time. But if you're shooting aimlessly, then you know that dart might fall anywhere on the dartboard and you might get the wrong spot. So I knew what I wanted. I knew the type of clients I was targeting were more of a celebrity or more high profile clientele. And with crafting my message to them, I also knew they didn't know what the heck a brand strategist is. Don't know, they don't speak that language. What's a brand curator? Okay, nice to meet you. Brand strategist, yeah, nice to meet you. However, because I have been in the industry for a while, I know the language they speak is agent. They understand agent. I wanted to work with entertainers and athletes, right? Both understand agent. They understand agent and agency. So instead of saying I'm a branding strategist, I'm a brand curator, I help you build your brand, I said I'm a branding agent. And then you know what they say 99.9% of the time.
I already have an agent.
Uh-uh. Nope. That was prior to when I said
Hmm.
branding agent, they said I don't don't have one of those. Because why? Because I made it up. Now tell the cusser for those who know me, but I'm not gonna curse. If I cuss this segment,
It's serious.
charge me $5. But for each word. So I knew they didn't have a branding agent because I knew it was something that I created. So I knew that I would have their attention every single time because they have a manager, they have this agent, they have that agent. If they're an athlete, they have a sports agent. They have different agents for different areas of their life. And I knew they didn't have one for branding. So that is what got me a lot of my clients. That's when
Well, and so
I
when you think about branding, right? So why is branding so important, especially right now in this day and age? Because people think, okay, well, I need to get booked for events. I need people to hire me to do whatever, if you have a particular type of business. But why is branding so important, Tiffany?
well, because branding is the soul of everything.
Hmm.
Branding that's you. That's who you are. It's the fabric of everything that you're building, your brand, right? And that's why you see so many different brands branch out. Look at Snoop. Snoop's a branding guru. Snoop can do anything from selling cereal to selling whatever it is that he wants because he's the brand. Look at Shaq. No matter aligns his name to is somebody's going to try it. Why? Because Shaquille O'Neal is the brand. So you are the brand. You are the very fabric of everything that you desire to do. So people branding is important because if people don't know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
then they don't quite know what you stand for,
Yeah.
or don't quite know what you're selling or what you're talking about, and so therefore they may lose interest before they you even gain their interest. And
Mhm.
then on the flip side of things, what made me draw to entertainment a lot more was because there's a lot of, especially actors and stuff, there's a lot of actors and actresses that people come up to them and know them by the roles that they play, but they never even knew their name.
Right.
Say their name, they're like, who? Then you got to say the role they play, and they're like, oh yeah, I love that person. You never even knew that person's name. However, when you look at people like Angela Bassett, you know Angela Bassett, you know Denzel,
Immediately.
and then you can probably name some of the roles that they played. But to be honest, a lot of the roles they played are like, unless it's one of your favorites, is in
Right.
the back of your mind, and what's at the forefront is their brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the bare essence of branding, letting people know who you are, what sets you apart, why you're different, and why they should rock with you. Period. Why they should be a fan of your brand, and not a fan in the sense of, oh, they're fanning out, but I'm digging you. I like what you do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's all.
Listen, now she didn't gave y'all that good nugget. Now, when you re-forward, reshare this with everything else, she didn't gave that in itself cost a whole lot. She gave you the blueprint. Connect with her to finish it the rest of the way. I'm telling y'all, because she is a beast in everything that you do, and the branding, marketing, anything you do, Tep, because you do about 100 million things. Hence why we are here today.
No,
Uh, on
it's no, that's the thing.
uh-huh.
Even though it's a lot of different moving parts to that thing, the thing is it's all branding. So
True.
whatever it is that I do, I try to brand it like a celebrity, right? And that just means it's a highly recognized and celebrated, whether it's an event,
Mhm.
individual function, whatever it is highly recognized,
Mhm.
celebrated, because that's what a celebrity is, highly recognized and celebrated.
Mhm.
So that's
Hey, listen, because name some of the events that you have done for those that may or may not be familiar.
Well, I am one of the founding members of the Twin Cities Hair and Beauty Expo. So I'm located in Minneapolis. I live in Minneapolis. I'm originally from St. Louis, hence why we were at the cookout. I was at home cooking for my family, and Tay,
Hey,
we turned into New Edition, but that's
we
another.
sure did. They show. They don't even know. really are the
Yeah,
girl version of New Edition.
we really we was killing it.
True.
But at the end of the day, so the Twin Cities Hair and Beauty Expo, which is now the largest cultural event of its kind in the upper Midwest. So people travel from all over the country at the second weekend in August. Every year they come to Minneapolis and they take in the Twin Cities Hair and Beauty Expo. Actually, one media outlet actually said we were becoming the Essence Fest of the North. I didn't say that. It's written.
Because
So
it's true, and y'all heard her just do that just a little bit in the Midwest, honey. So all my out of towners, if you in Colorado, Georgia, whatnot, you do not want to miss it. Plus, they have it in August, so it's not cold, and it's always a good time. It's always
yeah,
a good time. So major event there. And then I hear you have a magazine or something like that. That's that,
yeah.
I had kind of heard about it a little something something.
That's actually the one of the latest additions to my collective of brands. Cultural Care magazine. That is a magazine that's simply about caring for the culture. I desire to share the stories of yes, some celebrities, but more so the stories about the boots on the ground, right? And with an emphasis on the Twin Cities,
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis, St. Paul. I try to make sure I spotlight more stories, though it's not a Minneapolis magazine, but
Mm-hmm.
home for me. And we all saw what happened in my city a few years, just 4 years ago, a little shy of 4 years ago. The world watched Minneapolis in complete unrest and in right? We had a international spotlight on us, but there was so much that was going on um, here in this city that it was just heart wrenching. But what people did not know, well, that was one of the first times people said, "I didn't know it was so many black people there."
That part. We hear that all the time. All my Midwest family. We hear like, y'all know black folks live everywhere, right? We all over the world.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time people really realized that it was black, it was people of color
Mm-hmm.
in the Twin Cities, but it wasn't necessarily under the best circumstances. Okay, so cultural care really kind of stemmed from that era where it was like, I want to find a way that's not very time consuming because capacity is a thing and I don't have a lot of it. But find a way to spotlight some of the amazing things that's happening right here in the Twin Cities. So
Mm-hmm.
the last expo in August, I was like, duh, why don't I start with something that I'm already involved in? And then everyone that participated in that event got the perk of the spotlight. Well, Duchess of Ink was one of those people that participated from the Black Ink crew in that
And I
event.
love, not to interrupt you, I love the fact that one thing about you, Tef, is the fact that you pick Duchess. Most people associate her with the Black Ink crew, right? They're like, oh, she was on that reality show X, Y, and Z. But she's such a phenomenal woman. And that article, the way that you spotlighted her, I put the culturecare.com at the bottom of this video. Please make sure that you go out and support it, because that in itself was just a beautiful article, and the way you allowed people to see her as her true authentic self, I thought was beautiful. It was beautiful. It
Uh,
was beautiful.
She's a beautiful spirit. She's a beautiful person. So I wanted to make sure that everyone who participated in that expo was recognized, right? No matter what celebrity status, non-celebrity, doesn't matter. You showed love to me, and that was my showing love back. So when I launched it, to my surprise, the thing had like over 100,000 visitors in its first edition. So I was like, okay, this is really a thing. And that was organic too, no advertising, anything. And so I was like, okay, this is dope. Well, honestly, that's what I desire to do, is continue to spotlight the stories of the boots on the ground, the very people, in a different light, because people see us in their day to day. I've heard so many rumors about me. I find out stuff about myself all the time. I just think fascinating facts. Um, I truly do. But that's the reality, right? Because you hear
Hmm.
so many things, you see so many things, but you don't get to know these people. And I
Right.
try to know people for who they really are. And that's the story that I want to share. I want to share what you're doing. I want to share how you're impacting lives, how you're empowering and
Mhm.
inspiring the culture forward, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot more stories about the people in the Twin Cities, because I have a heart to show all of the amazing things that's going on right here in the Twin Cities before the tragedy
Yeah.
and more
After.
after.
Yeah.
Because
No, beautiful.
now we got some of our counterparts in our corner now that's really pushing for us, and saw a lot of the injustice and the, inequities that were happening. So we got some good friends now.
Yeah, that part. And it's always good to have good friends. So if you have not gotten the latest edition was out for February, for in honor of Black History Month. And a little media girl named Pep Talk Tay was in that one. So if you watching this, I'm gonna need you to get that particular edition of Culture Care, and definitely make sure that you support. And even if you say to yourself, well, I don't really know a whole lot about the Twin Cities, the Midwest is an amazing place, and you never know. There's more than Mall of America, and it's more than Paisley. Is it still open? Paisley Park, Prince is
Yep.
is is more than just that. There's some amazing people there doing some amazing things. So definitely make sure that you check it out. And speaking of amazing events, you showing out for your birthday. I didn't heard the word on the curb was that you bringing out the Black and Brilliant brunch. I said, just the name by itself, I want to be there. I'm trying to figure out how I could pop up there this weekend. But tell those that are watching about the event you're having this Saturday or this Sunday in the Twin Cities.
So yeah, the Black and Brilliant brunch is it's ah I can't even begin to express what it is, but it's a movement. It's a movement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something Isha Pearson from the Bell Collective, that's on the OWN network. Um, Letitia and I both had brunches, right? I did my brunch of content, which was a brand development brunch. She did her women's empowerment brunch in Mississippi. We both talked about our brunches, and talked about the premise of the brunches was to empower individuals, particularly women of color.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then, ironically, we had a very, very similar aligned vision, and that was to tour. We both had these brunches that were
Different
touring brunches.
places.
So
Mm-hmm.
we were like, girl, like we need to figure that out, right? And Women's History Month was coming around the corner, and it was like, Tisha, what do you think about? And Tisha, when I say Letitia Pearson, shout out to Letitia Pearson. That's a dope sister, right?
Yes,
Dope.
yes.
I like, what do you
And we
think?
love her on the Bell Collective because she be fly, honey. I said, just thinking about, I can imagine what she gonna put on at this brunch this weekend because she be fly, honey. She
Explain.
she stays
But
fly.
when I ran the idea by her, she was like, I love it. I love it. Because the whole foundation was, we wanted to do it for Women's History Month. And even
Hmm.
though it's men come out, however, we wanted to spotlight brilliant
Mm-hmm.
that are doing it. And yes, some of the highly recognized business women, but there are some women that are really doing some amazing things that may not have the spotlight as much, right?
Yeah.
Because as women, especially as moms and wives and stuff like that, we like to sometimes hide in the background, play behind the scenes, right? But behind the don't always get you the recognition that you want, nor the coins that you want. So we wanted to do that, and that's what we're doing this Sunday. We're having the Black and Brilliant brunch. We're having it at Roomba Uptown Minneapolis, which is a BIPOC owned beautiful establishment.
Mm.
Don't know what BIPOC mean because we use that term a lot in Minnesota, but I notice it's not used a lot around the country. Black, Indigenous, people of color. So
Mm.
uh, so BIPOC, because this is the Minneapolis now, we're a melting pot of culture up here. So this is a BIPOC owned restaurant called Roomba, Uptown Minneapolis. We're going to have the Black and Brilliant brunch. It is going to be fabulous. Total Tisha and Tef style, honey.
I love
It is
it.
amazing. We're going to have a good time. Good
It's
time.
gonna be amazing. What inspired you? I love the fact that you're calling it Black and Brilliant. I love to say Black phenomenal women, but what caused you all to use brilliant? Was there any special story behind why you all decided to call it that?
Brilliant for me. Okay, so I believe in operating in the spirit of excellence. And
Hmm.
sometimes we miss the mark. That's human nature, right? That don't mean you ain't striving for it.
Right.
I in anything I do. And I do a lot. But in anything I do, I aim for excellence.
Mm.
I wrote a book last year that I ain't published the thing out yet.
I
But
was about to say, Tim, I'm like, I do not know about no book, and I feel like I know everything.
you
But go
know
ahead.
about my other book because you was at the thing. Okay, so that was
Right. But I was saying, if it was a new one, I would have known about it. That's all I'm
because
saying.
I haven't published it yet.
Okay.
Um, and literally it's been done for over a year. But I wrote the book last year, and when I wrote that book, it was in my mind, it was like I want backstory quick. Amy Walker, shout out to this sister named Amy Walker. She's Caucasian coach, but she's my sister in spirit. a, a few years ago, Amy had said something to me that stuck with me. It stuck in my spirit, right? And she said, everywhere you go, I want you to get in a position that everywhere you go, you show up in your genius, your
Mm.
brilliance, and the brilliance that you are. And she was like, that's the position I want to see for you. That's where God wants you. This is what she told me. This
Hmm.
is where God wants you to go. So something could be impeding that growth, but that's it. That's where you're at. So it was a prophetic word, really. And so that's
Somebody just said that hit him. The royal couch said yes. That just hit me. Yes.
yeah. And it hit me because again, for me, I always believed in operating in the spirit of excellence. So
Hmm.
excellence was my thing. And then when she said, no, you're genius, and everywhere you go, I want you to be able to walk in that
Ooh.
authority. I show up in that genius. I want you to show up in brilliance because you're brilliant. But when she said that, it took me back to like when I was in my 20s, and this very, very high profile judge told me I wasn't in trouble, but he was, let me clarify that. He was a good friend of mine. But anyway, he told me, he was like, one day you're gonna realize just how brilliant you are. And he was like, but more importantly, one day you're gonna realize how you bring the brilliance out in others. And when you
Ooh.
he said, when you get that, that's when you're gonna go to your next level of life. And so then I just was like, I just pondered on that thing. And then after a while, people always say to me, oh, because what you done for me and
Yeah.
you changed my life. And I'm like, what I do? All we had was a conversation or two. And sometimes not even that. Or I'll do something effortlessly to bless your business or sprinkle some shit, And
You put that Tephanie sprinkle everywhere you go. I'm a living witness to that because we'll have a 5-second conversation and I'll hang up the phone like, turn. Tef was right. And and then you just truly you do it effortlessly creative mind. Cause you just genuinely you'll be like, I'll be like, well, I got this going on. And you'll be like, well, no, because if you do this, this, and this, it'll make this. And you say it like it's just common sense. So sometimes I'd be like, okay, Tef. But you don't, I mean, you're just like you don't realize it. It's your gift. God gave
it
you
is
that part of your yeah, it's your
so
assignment.
when I when I wrote the book, I just was like, if I could just walk around people, because I see things in people, like
Yeah.
they'll say, "Now I see that," right? And I'm like, if I could just walk around people and just snatch their brilliance off of them, just snatch. I want you to just be brilliant. I just want you to be great. This is what I was saying. So
Hmm.
my book that's finished and it's gonna come out next month, unveiling your brilliance,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
because that's what I want people to do. Unveil their brilliance, because that's what it took me a long time. I played in the background forever. So when I talked to Tisha, and I'm like, we are, as Black women, we're brilliant.
Mm.
Think about it. Black women are some of the most brilliant women on the planet. Like, we can
And
do
are, yes,
all.
yes, we
Girl, we
can.
can get out there and fix our car.
Now I don't know about that part. I don't.
Girl,
I ain't got that.
if
If
that
I
car
had to,
up,
if I had to, I'm gonna figure it out.
you're gonna be on YouTube.
Yes, that's true. And
Hello.
I love the fact that the two of you all got together. I've been saying this all month long. Women, we are amazing just in our own selves, but when you take the time to connect with another amazing woman, there is nothing that cannot happen. And
That's it.
so I love the fact that you and Tisha put your brunches together, and now this Sunday, you all will have the Black and Brilliant brunch, which you all are spotlighting five
Yep.
female business owners. So I love the fact that not only did you all combine forces, but you're also recognizing some Black and Brilliant women, and y'all gonna be dressed to the nans. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a salute to brilliance. It's a salute to brilliance, and there were so many. There's so many brilliant business women, and that's why we're gonna keep this thing going,
Mm,
because so many untold stories throughout this country, so many brilliant business women, and we just want to make sure that they know. If nobody else told you you were brilliant, Tisha and Tef gonna make sure that you know you are, baby, you are brilliant as a Black woman, and especially as a Black businesswoman, because now you didn't added another layer on
mm,
top of layers we already trying to peel back. Now you didn't added entrepreneurship on top of that,
mm.
and you're mastering it. Come,
Yes. Because it's one thing to be an entrepreneur, but it's another thing to master that thing, honey. Really be getting that bag. It's a little, not even the bag, but I'm also gonna say the bag and also what you can do for others. Because I am learning along this journey. Yeah, the money is nice. Of course, we all would like to have a little bit more money, but for me, it's more rewarding when I have the opportunity to assist somebody else or bring somebody else up, just like you and other amazing women have done in my life, because I think that's what it's really, to me, I think that's what it's really all about. And somebody said, I wish I had y'all spirits, so inspirational. You do got it, you got it in you got it, whatever it is. You got it. You just got to believe in yourself, and you got to get that book. Tef, when that book coming out? She
April
called
1st, and you just gotta know
April.
you're brilliant. I
Yes.
said April. Know you're brilliant. You just have to know it, right? It ain't like I walk around like, oh, Tef. I have to speak over myself all the time, because sometimes I am doing some things that do not make me feel so brilliant. However, I got to remind myself, like, girl, you're brilliant. You're
Yeah.
brilliant. You're brilliant. And if anybody didn't tell you today, tell yourself you're brilliant, and not just your mind. Though I do, I'm a little smart sometimes, but
Tef, change your
not
language. You
just
smart
that.
all the
Like, you're
time.
brilliant in everything that you do. You're killing it in motherhood, even if you're not the best mother. Nobody gave us a manual. Um, some of the time, but nobody really gave us a manual on this motherhood stuff, yet we killed it the best way that we knew how. And sometimes some of us were single moms, right? We did it our way, we did it the best way, and you did it really. All about is just knowing how many hats we wear in comparison to some other people. We wear so much more on our shoulders than some of our white counterparts. And no shade towards them, but at the end of the day, we've been carrying villages, and we've
Mm.
been carrying other people's lives and children's and families for a long time since slavery. Think about it. We were, feeding other people's children with our breasts. We've been doing a lot. Just
And we
really.
just tired. So that's sometimes I tell people this, I'm just tired. But even in being tired, we are brilliant. And you said you have to get up. There are days people send me messages and they're like, "Oh, you're so inspirational. Oh, I just, I enjoy you X, Y, and Z." But I keeps it 100%, 100%. Some days I don't feel like getting on these labs because I got to put a little lip gloss on, I got to put a little clothes on, and maybe I ain't feeling that today. Maybe I just wanted to lay in the bed and I won't feeling it. Or maybe some mornings I do have to get up and tell myself I have an affirmation board that I read it every day. And when I go to my corporate job, I say, remember, this job is just funding your dreams until your dream can fund itself. So, even with no matter what you're going through, you've got to speak over yourself and remind yourself what you are and what you desire to be. Because where you are right now is only temporary. You get up tomorrow, it's a brand
Very.
new day to be everything that you were created or everything you envisioned for your life. So that was my little quick little pep talk to get y'all.
I
Cause yeah,
do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do.
yeah, yeah.
And sometimes you gotta do a little bit of both. What you want to do and what you gotta do at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you really just got to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. And there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing like being in the position. I'm fortunate enough to be in the position. I'm not rich at all. I'm getting there. I'm rich in spirit, babe. But I'm fortunate. I'm blessed enough to do what I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed enough to do the things that I want to do. And now every single thing that I do is what I desire to do. It's what, even if it's not the most favorable thing, it's what I want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to put clock nobody's time clock. No shade to nobody punching a time clock, but that's not what I want to do anymore. I've been there, done that, was in corporate, was miserable in it. It wasn't for me. I felt like I uh about to knock those cubicle walls down. But at the end of the day, I knew I needed to get back into entrepreneurship, right? Because I was a business owner the more than half of my life. So I knew I wanted to find my way back, but I had to do what I had to do. So people got to understand there's nothing wrong with doing what you want to do as long as you're doing it with a goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is just temporary. This is just a holding spot.
That
Uh,
part.
I'm just passing through because I can see clearly. I can clearly see what God has for me. I
Yeah.
know for me. I don't know when it's coming, but I know as long as I keep believing and keep striving and keep trying to do my best to impact other people's lives, because that's what it's really all about. Not
Mm-hmm.
about life, it's about,
The
living.
impact. Yeah. And
Uh,
for somebody watching this, because somebody told me this the other day, we were talking, and they said, "Well, Tay, everybody ain't gonna be an entrepreneur," and you are 100% right. So all of us do not have an entrepreneur spirit. Maybe that's just not your thing. But whatever it is, if you are working a job that is not within your talents or your gifts, and you need to go back to school to go ahead and position yourself in a space where you can work what's supposed to be in your gift, go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? The same
yeah,
entrepreneurship rules apply for anyone who has a dream or is not currently living in their purpose, because like you said, Tef, all of our goals should be able to get up every day and to do what it is that we love and be able to live life on our terms and not
yeah,
feeling like you have to do it under somebody else's terms and conditions and all that kind of good stuff. So
right.
the black
That's
brilliant
where you
brunch.
find.
Go ahead. Say it again, Tef.
No, I said that's where you find your joy.
Oh
That's where
yeah.
you find your joy.
And at this point, life is too short. If COVID didn't teach us nothing else, it ought to have taught you you should be able to live the life of joy. Because I don't know about y'all. I mean, I was joyful in the house being on lockdown. I don't want to speak it back over us. But I had a good time
Me
being in the
too.
house by myself, and I came up with a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff during that time period. But it did really make me realize that I wanted to live the life that I want, and every day that's what I'm striving to do. That's what I'm striving
Yeah.
to do. So before we head out, because again, Tef is one busy lady, so I'm just appreciative that you carved out a little bit of time for me today. But the Black and Brilliant brunch goes down this Sunday. They can get tickets at your website, and y'all should go to her website anyway because she got a whole lot. She be going. So TephanyDelaney.com. You can get your tickets if they're still available. You think long, you think wrong, because you can mess around and they gonna be sold out, and you're gonna be seeing all the beautiful pictures on social media. I'm gonna be living vicariously through y'all unless I can find me a quick flight to get to Minnesota this weekend. I
No,
might.
you
I'm
gonna be
working on some. You said what? I'm
I
definitely
said
gonna
I
be there.
believe you're
If
gonna be
I ain't
there.
there, yeah, and it's your birthday Monday, so I feel like it's like a whole like it's a party. It's a party. It's a party. We wanna have a good time.
But I'll be in California on Tuesday, so I'm doing something else for my birthday that I desire to do. My mom's bucket list was always to go on The Price is Right. Well, we're going. For my
No,
birthday, my mother is going. We're going to The Price is Right.
Lord, I can only. What she say when you told her? I can only imagine. Or does she even know? Does she know yet? It's a
Girl,
delay.
well, you know my mama an Aquarius like you, so
I know.
you
That's what I
already
said. That's
know
my
how.
girl. Don't do her. Do she know already? You know what? I can't. Well, y'all make sure that you follow Tephanie
Yes, she
Delaney.
know.
Oh,
She
good,
know. She
good.
already said they gonna come out. Come out.
I can only imagine how she gonna act if she come down that road on The Price is Right. My thing is Family Feud. I think we already got our lineup for Family Feud, so we all going on we going on there. But anyway, y'all make sure that you follow Tephanie Delaney on all social media platforms. And again, make sure that you check out culturecare.com. Check out the amazing issues that are there. And you never know. You might just be in culture care one day. Y'all don't know. You might be post your promotions or advertisements for your events in culture care as well. So this your girl Tay having live conversations with amazing people that you should know. If you have
I'm
not already
about
done
to say,
so, make
send me
sure.
your story.
You said what?
Send me your story.
It's a delay. You said what? I can't. It's a delay. I can't hear you.
No, I said
I don't
send
know.
me your stories.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Oh, yeah,
Send
yeah,
me your
yeah. I got you.
stories. Everybody, send me the story.
Yeah. So send the stories to Culture
Don't worry
Care.
about it.
And y'all know I be outside anyway. So, I'm gonna be outside and people gonna find out about these amazing stories because I be outside all the time going to everything. So again, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you like, subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you're catching this in the replay, make sure that you comment in the comments below and stick around. Tomorrow I've got Candace Holyfield, the six-figure chick, is going to be sitting down and talking with me live with Tay. So make sure y'all check that out tomorrow. And then Thursday, y'all know that's when my weekend starts on Thursday. I'm going to be outside for Erica Dawson's birthday, and she's going to give us an interview live. And I think she might even sing. I said, yes, girl, come through with the singing. So if you know Erica, she's got an amazing voice. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked to Live with Tay. Until next time, I appreciate y'all and happy early birthday, Tef. I'm drinking early for your birthday. Happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday. All right, y'all. Peace.